Welcome to the South Ops Fire Weather Webcast for Wednesday, April 8th. I'm your host, Kristen Stewart. Weak high pressure continues to remain overhead, and as a result, skies are mostly clear across central and southern California. The marine layer continues to be fairly shallow, keeping low clouds and fog limited to some of the coastal plains. An approaching low pressure system is also bringing increased mid and high cloud cover across the northern half of the state, and those clouds should spread southward over the coming day or two. The weather should remain fairly quiet for the next couple days as weak high pressure remains in place over California. Temperatures will be warm, but not overly hot like we saw throughout March, and winds will be lightly onshore. Like I alluded to earlier, an area of low pressure is approaching from the Pacific and is expected to move through the state late this week and through the weekend. This system is expected to bring us cooler and more humid weather along with chances of additional late season precipitation. There will be little change in temperatures across the board today as compared to yesterday, as weak high pressure remains in control. Temperatures will remain around 5 to 10 degrees above average today, with widespread highs in the low to mid 80s across much of the lower terrain, except for 90s in the low desert and 70s closer to the coastline. Humidity will remain fairly low across inland areas today, with widespread minimums around 15 to 30%, except locally lower in the deserts. Humidity will remain much higher across the coastal areas due to the marine influence and onshore flow. The approaching low pressure system, as well as another one right behind it, will bring significant cooling across the whole region Thursday through Sunday. High temperatures will fall below normal with mid to upper 60s common across much of the lower terrain by the weekend, except near 80 in the low desert. Humidity will also be on the rise for all areas, especially by the time we get to Friday. The low pressure areas will also bring in breezy to gusty westerly winds for this period, especially across the deserts and adjacent slopes. The incoming low pressure systems are also expected to spread Pacific moisture into the region and bring chances for widespread late season precipitation, which is a much needed desire right now. Scattered showers and thunderstorms will begin to develop over central California late in the day on Thursday, then slowly spread southward and begin reaching Southern California on Friday. The first system will be more convective in nature, so shower activity will likely not be evenly distributed across the region. Scattered showers and thunderstorms will continue off and on through Saturday before the second system comes on Sunday. This second system is a bit more potent than the first, so precipitation may be more on the steadier side for Sunday, then becoming showery by Sunday night and Monday. In terms of rainfall totals, they will likely be somewhat hit or miss and generally favor the higher terrain like usual. Since rainfall will be convective in nature for most of the event, totals will likely not be uniform in spatial area. This will not be a significant storm by any means, but it will bring in a decent amount of moisture for this late in the season. In general, most non-desert areas will receive between a ½ inch and 2 inches of rainfall in total, with higher totals favoring the higher terrain. It really all depends on where showers set up and how heavy they will be, as some areas may receive scant totals, and some areas may hit the jackpot with heavier bursts of rain and receive much higher totals. Snow levels will be on the high side, above 8,000 feet initially, then likely fall closer to 6,000 to 7,000 feet by Sunday, with some decent snowfall likely to be observed across the highest terrain of the Sierra. Following this system late this week, model projections indicate that weak high pressure should briefly return for the first half of next week. Temperatures will warm back up just a little bit, but likely remain near to a little below seasonal normal overall. The air mass will also dry out, but humidity will not drop too significantly. Next week looks like a quiet week overall, but additional chances for light precipitation remain possible late next week. Dead fuel moistures will continue to be on falling trends over the next few days, then reverse to significant moistening this weekend into next week with the upcoming wet pattern. Unlike our last bout of wet weather, this one will be a little longer in duration and likely have more meaningful impacts on the dead fuel moistures. In terms of fire potential, there will continue to be a slight chance of a large grass fire over the next couple days as warm and dry weather lingers. The risk is lower than it was this past weekend, since winds will be much lighter and humidity will be a bit higher, but with the dry weather, we can at least expect continued light but steady initial attack. The cooler and wetter pattern starting late this week will lead to declining trends in fire activity, and most indications are that we will not go back to a warmer and drier pattern anytime soon. And that's all I have for today. Thanks for tuning in. Our next webcast will be on Friday, April 10th. Have a fantastic day.